What's up, everybody? Here we go. Fever taking on the Mercury. Uh, I haven't looked and seen whether or not Clark is going to be playing tonight. Nope, no, there's an update. Caitlin Clark out as Fever faced Mercury. So Clark's not going to be playing tonight. It looks like Alyssa Thomas is going to be playing tonight. She has recovered from her lower leg injury. Um, I don't know what to say. Last last night's game against the Sparks was something else, and who the hell came up with those rotations, and then with the time restrictions for Clark, that was just unbelievable. 2 minutes in, maybe three. Actually, it was like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, and no way of getting any kind of rhythm, no way of getting anything moving, no way of getting anybody being cohesive on the court with this horrible, horrible rotation that Stephanie White was doing. We got about 2 minutes and 45 seconds here till we go live on the game. We're just looking here, and according on was it WNBA.com. Let's see, we got here. That previous meeting came at a price, with Thomas issued a one-game suspension. Thomas pressed down on the throat of a laid-out Clark, and while it didn't result in a foul called on the court, the suspension was handed down upon league review. Clark also sustained a back injury that sidelined her for 2 games. And now she's out again. Another game out. So, how this is going to affect this team going forward, we all know there's some shenanigans going on. The game against the Aces, if anybody else doesn't feel like that game was thrown for a reason, Clark was out, so they were demonstrating that the team can win, but Asia Wilson was out too. So they were playing against one of the best teams in the league without their best player. Here we're getting ready to hit Netflix, huh? Well, we got a game tonight, so without Asia Wilson, so the team was basically at like 75% of its capability, because Asia Wilson definitely makes up like 25% of what that team produces. And Kelsey Mitchell ball hog again. That's all she does. Dribble, 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 ball hog, ball hog, ball hog. Boston, obviously, she managed to pull off a double double. That was pretty cool. And then in the game against the Sparks again, Mitchell dribble, 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 ball hog, ball hog, ball hog. The whole game she was in there, she had 3 assists? That's what she averages per game, 3 assists. So it's not like Kelsey Mitchell is a good shooter, but she is not a good offense creator. And then we saw obviously with the rotations, Clark being in and out like that. How do you develop any kind of offense? Oh, thank you, Bruce. I'm here for it too, bro. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Thank you. And Clark makes offense happen. And you could even look at her stats from the other night for what little time she was in. Look how many assists she had just being in there. But she couldn't get into any rhythm. She was 1 for 6 on the 3-pointers. Overall, I mean, what can you do? She's battling injuries. She's battling refs. She's battling against Stephanie White and her horrible, horrible coaching. All right, we're going to get some volume on here real quick to see what the announcers are putting out.
Lead on the court tonight. The Mercury's Alyssa Thomas and
she's back.
Looking to get Phoenix back on the winning track, and what a 1-2 combo they have been so far this year against the Fever, trying to do the same. Good luck trying to stop Kelsey Mitchell as of late, and Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah, I bet Mitchell puts 25 plus up tonight. Boston will probably get a double-double. And I think the Mercury are probably still going to win by like 12. That, or we see some absolutely incredible reffing tonight where they actually call a fair game and they call fouls on both sides. Let's say Fever go to the line for 18 shots. And I'm putting Phoenix going to the line for 23. I think they're going to call considerably more fouls on the Fever than they call on the Mercury, even with Caitlin off the floor. So that's my call on that. I say Boston scores 19 and picks up 11 rebounds. Mitchell's going to put 26 on the board, and she'll have 3 assists and 3 rebounds. That's what I'm calling. We also have a couple of games coming up here next week, Friday and Saturday. I will be live at the arena on Saturday, so look forward to that. We'll be doing a simulcast like we're doing here tonight on Friday's game, and I believe they're playing Seattle, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be Seattle, and then let's see. Pull up their schedule here. Yeah, so they're playing Seattle on Friday, and then Atlanta not Atlanta. New York, Liberty on Saturday. So I will be live at the arena on Saturday the 18th against the Liberty. And we'll be live on Friday against Seattle. Seattle just played Atlanta and got their asses handed to them. I think there's still maybe a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter there during that game. I believe. I just switched over from it, so. Yeah, there's 3 minutes left in the fourth. Atlanta's up 84. Seattle's at 74. So Atlanta by 10 right now with just a hair over 3 minutes left to go in the fourth. So that game's going to be wrapping up here in a few minutes, and I'm pretty sure the Dream are taking that one.
I appreciate it. Good luck. And as good as Scott Copper has been scoring-wise, I mean, Kelsey Mitchell has been right there as well. No Caitlin Clark tonight here for the Fever. Kelsey Mitchell is going to have to continue to shoulder some scoring loads.
She's box office. I mean, she's been one of the best performers that we've seen all season long at the guard position. And certainly, as you mentioned, with Caitlin out, explosive, especially going left. And when you watch them tonight, they love to bring her out of that right corner. And she does a terrific job of making early, quick reads the pop back there. And you have to watch for her because she can do a lot of different things. Not only can she hit that three-point shot, she can also back cut. And so Indiana is going to lean on her a lot more tonight than they normally would from a scoring perspective. And she is capable of carrying that load. We saw her last season in the playoffs, how well she played down the stretch and leading them within a game of the finals.
I do believe Boston's averaging a double-double this year.
Double-figure scoring games. If you're wondering, the franchise Fever record is 37 that she could tie here tonight. All right, so Lexi Hall, Kelsey Mitchell.
I got Ty Harrison for Clark in the starting lineup.
And Aaliyah Boston, they're 3-0 with this lineup. With Phoenix, they are 1-1 with this lineup, and they've used this lineup the last couple of times. Lexi Hall has been slotted into that starting spot. The first starts of her career, she's done fantastic. Ayali's got another one in the center spot who has kind of shouldered that load. Dewana Bonner, I'd say center spot, but Bonner's really been playing the 5 here for Phoenix as of late.
I said it's a very versatile Phoenix lineup. They have length, physicality, versatility, and they've been able to find some traction here of late. Disappointing loss to the Chicago Sky. Nate Tibbetts had talked about how he felt they had really gotten onto a roll, but let's see if they can get a bounce back one tonight against one of the toughest teams in the league.
Phoenix Mercury come in 8-14. They're expected to be better at this point, but still plenty of season to play. 12-9 for the Indiana Fever. Our crew chief, Fatu Sissoko Stevens, our referee Mike Forsberg, and our umpire Don Abazi. And we are underway here for Phoenix. The tip going to the Indiana Fever. They're coming off that game last night against the Sparks. Lost that one, a high-scoring affair again, 106-92. Now back to the Phoenix area about 2:30 in the morning. Mitchell gets the first look at it. And Copper takes it to himself. contrast in pace between these two teams. The Fever play at the fastest pace here in the league. Phoenix is second slowest. Off the hands there of Connor. Lisa Thomas, who leads the league in assists, was trying to find her back door.
And the uniqueness of Thomas is what makes this team different. As you talked about, she leads the league in assists, but she is a power forward. And so how you have to structure what you do defensively to handle her physicality and her vision, it's a rare combination to have both in a player.
I would even argue maybe one of the most, if not the most unique, with her skill set to play 1 through 5. On both ends, and she whips down the rebound there. Boston with her first shot, can't hit it. Still looking for the first bucket for both of these teams, and again that goes off the hands of Copper. 2 possessions, 2
This is
turnovers.
quite the start.
Nate Tibbetts, you talked about it, Karen. He was really frustrated. Felt like the team was trending in the right direction, and then a hiccup against Chicago. He said they were slow and out of rhythm in that game on Tuesday.
It's a long season. One of the things that Phoenix, as they continue to get healthy, which I think is going to be great for them.
Ty Harris for 3.
The time is now
There we go. First blood for the Fever. Ty Harris knocking down the 3.
The veteran getting the start with Caitlin Clark out. They need to get productions from some of their support players outside of Mitchell and Boston.
Ayani, good take and move. I mentioned that she's been a nice spark, especially in the last 5 to 6 games.
All off the front. A little bit short.
And a much-needed boost in the starting lineup here for the Mercury. Can't get it, one ball will play off. Mitchell surveying hands off and split the difference. She can't put it away. Harris again, same spot, not the same result. She's going to be forced to kind of hit that shot and getting below 30% from Torino as a starter this year. Ayani for 3, she knocks it down.
All right, Ayayi putting up the first 5 for Phoenix.
Valerian Ayayi averaging about 15 points per game the last 5 games for Phoenix. Mitchell. That one rattles around from distance. Elsie Mitchell, 5 straight 20-point games. Averaging almost 27 points during that stretch.
Oh, this is what makes Valu just really valuable, is her ability to face up and attack, and she's very versatile. And then a great job by Hell just to keep her dribble and find her from beyond the arc. Good start for Phoenix on the offensive end.
Offense is definitely one of the areas that's been up and down here for Phoenix. Thomas back to Hell. Connor with the up fake, had Billings up in the air, steps it back to the baseline. She put up 8,000 career points in the last game. She was honored in the pregame in front of the home crowd. That was pitcher in rare air. Here's Hell just with 3 seconds here. The shot clock, 2 seconds, 1 second. Hell with the off there. Had to toss it up in a shot clock violation. 3 turnovers early for the Mercury. And Stephanie White had talked about defensive energy. She's happy with a little bit of the start here, but again, they gave up 106 points last night against the Sparks.
I don't think there's any doubt, Lisa, that the path that Indiana's contention is Harris hits her second 3 is through their defensive end. I mean, for them to be a team that is either the last team standing or contending to be the last team standing, they're going to have to defend at a really high level. They go through periods in games where they do it well, and then sometimes they don't.
Mixed results on this road trip as a small sample size. They held Vegas to a season low for opponents, 68 points. And then, as I mentioned, gave up the 106 last night to the Sparks. Thomas looking out. Man,
Wow.
it's like the 3rd time it's gone off the fingertip or a shoulder or an arm here for Phoenix.
They're not even playing CC tonight.
One of the things that Stephanie
She
White
is out
talked
for the
about with
game.
Ty Harris is just being a veteran and getting her team into the action and executing in the half court. And that's why she wants to start her, why she wants her in that lineup, just to make sure they're organized.
And we got the first foul on Lexi Hell. And the first team foul here for Phoenix.
There we go. Lexi Hall from the corner for three.
Atlanta take care of Seattle. This is our second game of the doubleheader here
And
on
the
Prime.
Phoenix Mercury take a timeout.
And Morgan Reagan with you. It's a 12-5 advantage. We'll get you all caught up on the other side. Grab some popcorn and adult beverage.
All right. Well, not bad for the first couple of minutes here, right? We're almost halfway through the first quarter. Boston has already picked up 2 rebounds. Now she just needs to start scoring. Let's see. Lexi Hall has knocked down 1 3-pointer. Mitchell's knocked down a 3, and Ty Harris has already knocked down a pair of 3s. And she's picked up a pair of assists as well. Kelsey Mitchell's got 2 assists as well. So pretty decent start for the Fever here in the first 4 minutes or so of the quarter. As far as the Phoenix go, Ayayi is the only one to drop and knock down a 3-pointer. She has, 5 points. And then Lexi Held has nothing. Copper's got nothing. Thomas has nothing. And Bonner has nothing. So, a pretty mediocre start, to say the least, for Phoenix here, with Ayayi having the only points on the board. They have, how many turnovers do they have? They had 3 turnovers? I think they had 4 there at the last one there. That missed by Thomas. However, Copper has already picked up 3 rebounds, and Thomas has a rebound as well. So, very, very mediocre start for the Phoenix Mercury here tonight. See if they can do anything a little better here in the next few minutes. We come back here from commercial break. Check in on the Atlanta Dream. And where is it there? Back up one more. I should have tabbed this on a different tab is what I should have done. Oh, nope, not that one. I'll check and see what the final is on that game. That other game should be done now. Yep. Atlanta has finished off Seattle 89-78. That is final. Other games going on. We have Vegas playing Portland right now. Vegas is up 6-2. And they've just started. Tomorrow night, Golden State is traveling to Connecticut. Dallas is going to be in Toronto, and Chicago will be in LA. Those are all late evening games, 7:30, 7:30, 10 p.m. Saturday, we'll have New York at Minnesota, Portland at Atlanta. Phoenix will be traveling to Vegas. That game is at 6 p.m. So kind of a late evening game for there on Saturday at 6. Sunday, New York is going to be in Toronto. Seattle is going to Washington. Chicago's facing Dallas. And the Fever will be playing Vegas again.
Hits her 3, and the 3s are the only ways that Indiana has scored here so far. They have 5 of them.
They've got quality looks, and that's something that has been talked about a ton, how Aaliyah Boston has added that 3-point shot to the game, and even
this is live.
Trigger than she had even a year ago. To be able to knock that down has opened up Indiana's offense.
Ayayi's been a force and continues to be 7 of the first 9 points here for Phoenix.
Wasn't in the rotation a ton to start the year, and one of the things that Nate Tibbetts has credit is just her professionalism to stay ready. She can attack. She can do a great job of getting to the rim and utilize her athleticism to be able to exploit the matchup. And she's come out playing really, really well.
Some boos and cheers with Sophie Cunningham checking in. She's drafted, of course, in 2019 with Phoenix and played her entire career in Phoenix the first 6 years until she moved over to the Fever. Actually, last night was even dealing with some back spasms, did not look like herself. But Stephanie White told us in the pregame she hoped that as much as 100% you could be at this point, she hopes that Sophie's doing a lot better this time. Kelsey Mitchell, that's ridiculous. And the first two here for the Indiana Fever here tonight. $17-9 advantage. Off the bench the last 3 games here, including tonight. She had been dealing with some hamstring injuries. Another strong take draws the foul. Mitchell will get some free throws coming.
Yeah, the speed is just something that's hard to teach. When she gets an angle and is able to turn the corner on you, it's really, really hard, especially going left. And Nicole McConney doing a nice job, and she's someone that played so well for this Phoenix team a year ago. I think as she continues to get into a groove,
Yeah, this game was being broadcast on Prime.
Kelsey Mitchell, man, I mean, you can know that she wants to go left. You can understand all of that, but the quickness is just something different.
Trying to stop her is a completely different story. The WNBA app is your home court for all things WNBA. Stay in the game with the latest schedule, where to watch, game alerts, and more. Scan the QR code to download now. And the other thing with Kelsey Mitchell, just the consistency coming into tonight. 36 straight games, scoring in double figures. If she doesn't have tonight, she's well on her way. Already with 5 points. She was tied to make the catches with 37 straight. That's the most in Fever franchise history. Garner shows it over to Roshan. Roshan played against Chicago. She's been dealing with a left ankle injury. Both of these teams, and a lot of teams here in the league, with players being in and out with injuries, illness. Tibbetts even missed a couple of games.
5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Garner with the hit ball. So the shot clock will reset to 14 seconds. Tibbetts frustrated with their performance against this guy on Tuesday. Season lows in all the wrong areas. 66 points, only 9 assists. And this is during the stretch where Phoenix really has won 4 of its last 6. Even come in on a 4-game road trip, and they're 1-1 Mitchell from mid-range makes it look so easy.
Oh, what a start for Indiana in this quarter. I mean, second night of a back-to-back, and you know it's a part of this league. You know that you're going to have it, but they look really, really sharp.
That's a long 2 for Clocker. Yeah, the Fever arrived to the Phoenix area coming from LA after the game last night. Touchdown about 2:30 in the morning. But back-to-backs now look a little bit different than back-to-backs in your day. Yeah.
See? You know, the stuff we talked about earlier in the day, I wasn't expecting it to make air. That's all I'm trying to say. Like, it is a lot different, you know? And I'm not complaining. I think it's great. A back-to-back is different. Commercial. It is charging. You know, you used to have to wake up.
You didn't want to share about your...
Well, no, I never
to
really
Charlotte?
said, was it back-to-back? Oh, my gosh. Get a back-to-back. I think it was my rookie year. Charlotte... I'm sorry, Houston to Charlotte. Right. Houston to Charlotte. So you lose an hour, too. So we're flying commercial. We're flying commercial. And we actually got delayed that morning, too. I left that out this morning. We got a little delayed, so we got in time for a quick nap and then time to play.
See, it's a good story. I just wanted the rest of America to be able to hear it.
I'm not soft. I didn't want people thinking, that I was complaining about it. I was still ready to
play.
play.
That's your projection now.
Yeah.
Projection in this story. Mitchell's asking for a review on the foul call. But Stephanie White, she is going to give it to her. All right, so our first coach's challenge.
Big surprise there. Mitchell calls for a challenge. Stephanie White, quick to answer.
You know, we were doing a game earlier this month. And I bring this up that you felt like when a player pulls their finger, they're like...
It's not her 4th season.
Accurate.
I think so.
If the coach listens to him in this situation. Ooh, that's a lot of ball.
Yeah. Did Mitchell do the twirl?
Mitchell did the twirl.
Oh,
no,
the other
Boston.
one.
Boston did the twirl too. It was like a double twirl. So does that increase your chances if it's a double twirl?
I mean, my stat was the player that had the foul, not the other players. Did she do it? Okay.
She did.
I saw Leah and Sophie doing it, but I didn't know if that was a key from her. What a player. I mean, she's so good. I love watching her play. Feet on the back cut. Yeah.
Give a comp, a comparison for Kelsey Mitchell.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was all ball.
No. I don't. I'm trying to think.
Maybe that's the greatest
I think
compliment.
I mean,
She slipped up.
staying in front is really, really difficult.
Hey, Robert. Thanks for joining
I'm
us.
trying to think of, players over the years that were like.
All right, so while we're waiting for this challenge to get done here, let's go over the stats here. Boston's got 3 points now. She's 1 for 1 on the three-pointer. She's been shooting a lot more threes lately, and very impressed with her actually knocking them down. Kelsey Mitchell's got 9 points. She is 3 for 5 from the field. Ty Harris with 6, 2 for 3 from the field, and Lexi Hall with 3 points with that sole three-pointer she knocked down earlier.
Scoring has gone up, and what you said at the start when we were coming on the air, sometimes the individual, when she's playing with someone like Caitlin Clark and some of these other players, you get to always appreciate the individual excellence of each of these players that you get to see.
There's no doubt in Indiana.
Boston's going to inbound to Johnson here.
Okay. And
We'll kick off these last 3 minutes.
And their abilities, to be able to take over games, to be able to dominate their matchup in stretches, and their connectivity and their production is the core of what they do. And we saw last year when Clark was out with injury, how Boston and Mitchell were really able to come even more to the forefront on the offensive end. And they're going to need those stretches from each of them to get into this race.
Agent Johnson is coming off the bench in that point guard spot. We see Caitlin Clark.
Or a pass by Thomas as she was hitting the floor.
Mitchell leaking out, finding Cunningham, who will drive, kick out, and move it over to Boston.
Boston for 3.
She drills it from the corner.
Knocks it down.
By Indiana in transition to move the ball. It started with Mitchell touching the paint.
Boston again with a leg injury. Second time she sat out was last night. Also sat out in the game in May. Cunningham directing traffic. Here's your combo, Boston and Mitchell. Boston and Alyssa Thomas. How about that matchup? Boston going right at her chest to chest.
That's a physical matchup down there with Boston and Thomas. It's one of the reasons why Boston being healthy tonight is huge for Stephanie White, because you must honor the physicality of Thomas. You must have a player that can handle that, and Boston gives them a presence in the paint.
And it's the Thomas with the finish. Her first points. She missed the first 2 shots before that one. Boston calling for it again, this time against Bonner. Bonner gets a piece. Bonner on the trail. Goes right at Maisha Talent in for 2.
They'll walk right through that door.
Career points. Up to that milestone in the last game.
1 minute left to go in the first quarter.
Milestone that few WNBA players have gotten to in their careers. Boston for Mitchell. Finds Allen. There's Tucker. Taps it away. And an important part here for the Phoenix Mercury. Cindy Whitcomb checks in for the first time this season. Listen to this. Dealing with a left knee stroke and back and playing for the first time.
You can hear the reaction from the crowd, and she's such a valuable part of this team. Her voice, her leadership, but honestly her ability. She can toggle between the 1 spot and the 2 spot. She's a lights out shooter. You can't leave her open. And we know Phoenix has struggled with consistency on the offensive end. And just her confidence. I mean, her overall presence. I mean, this is a big deal for Phoenix to have her back into the lineup.
You don't normally get that kind of reaction when a reserve checks in, but near point. And this is a very basketball-savvy crowd. They understand the importance of what comes to this team and this franchise. Paul McCartney, the second team shot. 2 for 2 tonight. Thomas takes it away. Up around the lead in terms of steals per game, goes off the glass, can't get it. And Mike Billings pushing her away. Thomas commits the foul. Loose ball foul, that's her first.
McConaughey's got 6 points, and it's from a pair of threes. She's knocked down both of them. She's 100% from the field right now.
Suarez checking in. Signed to a developmental contract, a rookie here in the league this year. Mitchell against Whitcomb.
There we go. Dribble, dribble, dribble.
Again, we'll go back to the free throw line. Sitting on 9 points, just needs one to get it to double figures here tonight.
What way does she like to play?
Left, I believe.
Oh, that's what it is. See, Mitchell's already got 3 assists, so she's just going to dribble for the rest of the game.
You know what? What's interesting about that is it's so easy to sit here and say that. I'm not saying that. I'm kind of saying that sarcastically, but it's you can know that, and the great players, they still kind of get to their spots, and they still do the things that they can do. So it's like anyone sitting at home being like, "Hey, she's going left,"
Right.
Like keep
Stop her.
Yeah, you try. You try to do that.
What is it about her as a great player that she's able to get to her spots?
Well, it starts with just her speed, her burst. I mean, she can get by anybody. You see when she accelerates, and then she has the ability to knock down the three. So you have to be close enough to be able to be in airspace to challenge that, and then you're close enough to challenge that, and then she's by you. And that's the beauty of terrific scorers, ones that can score from the three-point line and also have the quickness and the skill to be able to get by you. You know, it's obviously a poor decision by Kelsey there on the defensive end. And, you know, Indiana's gotten loose here in the last 2-3 minutes of this quarter defensively. I thought for the better part of that quarter, they played pretty solidly. Phoenix helped them with the turnovers. But now you're looking at a situation where you played so well offensively, and if McConnell's able to make these free throws, it's a 2-possession game. It feels like Indiana should be up more going into the quarter.
Yeah. Take a look at the upcoming WNBA national TV schedule. Tomorrow on ION, the doubleheader Wings and Tempo, Sky and the Sparks. And then Saturday, ABC, CBS, and Peacock have you covered. Mercury against the Wings in the afternoon, followed by the Fire and the Dream. Mercury and the Aces at night. For more news games, please go to WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. No secret. I mean, Stephanie White, we talked about the defense. She was disappointed with the defensive energy. It was the team last night. And they showed the mixed results on the road. And Davis to a season low 68 points. It gave up 106 last night. All right, the first quarter is complete. And the third and final meeting between the Fever and the Mercury. The smiles, the dance, the intensity. We turn the page to the second quarter. Here to come.
All right, that wraps up the first quarter, 28-24. Lexi held 5 minutes in, no points, 0 for 1 from the field. 2 assists, though. So at least she's making some offense happen. On the bench, though, not a whole lot of activity there. McConney has come out and knocked down a pair of threes. So good on her. Whitcomb went very last minute of the quarter, so nothing from her. And then Brochant had 4 minutes in and 0 productivity from her as well. So not a whole lot going there for the Mercury bench. Even the Fever bench had like nothing going on. 5 minutes for each of them for Hines, Allen, Cunningham, and Johnson, and we had zero productivity out of any of them.
Down. She was already rooted to when she came into the league. And so you look at that growth and improvement, and you look at the score, and you're like, this is a team that can contend, and should be able to contend for a long time. It's been in Morgan Reagan with more on the three.
Yeah, and the franchise first that 3 members of the Indiana Fever will start the 2026 WNBA All-Star Game. And I asked Boston about what it takes that big team to have 3 All-Star starters. And he said, I think it's a blessing, honestly. I think it just goes to show all the work that they put in Kelsey and Steve. I mean, they work so hard, and so to see their work recognized, I mean, I love that for them. As Boston is also scoring a career best 17 points per game.
And you all got to stay healthy, right? To entertain the fans and be able to play in that All-Star game. Of course, the reserves voted on by the coaches. Caitlin Clark out with the back injury. Ethan Johnson penetrating, gets her own miss. Wow, look at what I found. Where'd she come from? Well, Phoenix out of that timeout defensively comes out in their 2-3 zone. We've seen a lot more of that over the last few weeks from Phoenix defensively. They get the first shot that they want as far as it's the 3. We'll see if they stay in it or they go back to man. No, they're staying in the zone here. Suarez coming off the bench is a perfect 2 for 2. That includes a 3-pointer. 5 points off the bench. Cunningham up fake drives. Goes right at Suarez to draw the foul. In that first quarter, Indiana started out cold. They were 1 for 6 and then finished the quarter. 8 of 10. Remember, Phoenix was sloppy to start the quarter. 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes and 45 seconds, and they cleaned it up and didn't commit a turnover the rest of the quarter. And this is where we stand, a 1-point game, making a 2-point game after the free throw from Cunningham. I touched down at the Phoenix airport last night and saw a Sophie Cunningham advertisement coming on the escalator. I do too, but they're going there right now. I did too. I didn't understand. She's in the Phoenix airport, and she plays in Indiana, and now they're going there. What's up with that? Fans can be fickle. I don't know if you know that. In and out for Whitcomb. Whitcomb, 306 career 3-pointers off the bench. She's tied with someone like Kara Lawson for the most in WNBA history.
77, that's Marta Suarez.
No, the Kara Lawson effect. I'll give this to Whitcomb. Off the hands there of Harris, draws a turnover. Phoenix's first, it's the first 4 minutes. Cunningham can't get it. Ayali. And a good shot. That's a long 2. Probably all Ayali. 9 points now to start. Sending us 1 shot. It's a unique story. 11 years between her rookie year back in 2015. And returning to the league here this year. Really picked off. Fever Cupid on fire as she hits. About 50% shooting from 3 tonight for the Fever. Great extra pass by Cunningham there. Understand Nicole McConney went for it and then finds Hull in the corner. Indiana doing a terrific job beyond the arc. 7 for 13 in this first half of 3. Ayali to Suarez, splits the difference, nice move, can't pay it off in the finish. Harris on the move, got the start at the point guard spot, we got Caitlin Clark here tonight. The numbers have been up, small sample size of 3 games as a start. Shoulder shake there for Hall. Lexi Hall coming off a good scoring performance last night, too, 14 points against the Sparks. She's got 8 already. McConney to Suarez, they're targeting her. Out to Whitcomb. Still can't get 307. McConney gets a little puck. And she hits. 11 points already in 8 minutes for McConney. Straight games with a left hamstring injury after she had started 9 straight. You can see the talent that she provides here for Phoenix. Wickham gets tied up on that screen. 6 seconds here to work with. And it'll be Phoenix basketball. Indiana doing a great job. The ball movement, and they've gone small, so they've got a bevy of three-point shooters out on the court. Lexi Hall, the aggression, 8 points here early.
Oh, we'll see if they wind that back. Lexi Hall was saying, that's off her foot. That was off her foot. But we'll see. I doubt White's going to challenge it. They'll probably just let it play. I mean, they're up by 6 right now, so. Other games going on. End of the first for Vegas and Portland. Vegas is up 23-18. They're putting it on them. Let's go ahead and check that box score out there for that game. Let's see how things are going there. Is Wilson playing? Asia Wilson is playing. How about that? What do you know? She's got 10 points. She's leading the pack. 4 for 6 from the field. 2 for 3 from the free throw line. And then behind her, Jackie Young and Jewel Lloyd. With Jackie's got 4 and Jewel Lloyd's got 6. So not bad for them starting out there 23-18 at the end of the first for the Vegas Aces and Portland Fire. That's the only other game going on right now. The Seattle-Atlanta game finished earlier. Atlanta beat Seattle earlier 89-78. CeCe's on limited minutes restriction because of the back injury. Generally, if you've got a lower leg injury, you're either playing or you're not playing. But with a back injury, they tend to take it a little more serious and a little more careful and cautious. So she was restricted on minutes, which is why the bullshit 2-minute and 3-minute rotations happening the other day. But now they're just going to have her rest this game. But she'll be back, hopefully, on the next one. I don't know if you guys have seen this commercial yet. It's a TJ Maxx commercial. It's got a bunch of female athletes. That one rugby player, I swear to God, the first time I saw that chick, I was like, that's got to be a dude. That jawline is so strong. But no, total, shoot, actual chick. She's just beefy as hell. Rugby players, man. I watched some of her highlights. She absolutely was trucking chicks. Just plowing through them. She's a beast. I would not want to face her on the field.
You know, what does 8,000 mean? You see only 2 other players, Tina Charles and Diana Taurasi, Mercury great, has gotten to that point. She said, you know, someone told me like a couple of games ago that I was approaching that, and then I forgot about it, and my 2 twin daughters...
Worth noting, it took Joanna Bonner like 17 years to achieve that.
She said, that probably meant more that my daughters
13 years, something like that.
Obviously getting to the feet, but the fact that, you know, her 2 8-year-old daughters recognized how cool the longevity of mom was pretty special for her.
You know, it is one of the more underrated careers in WNBA history. It's a Hall of Fame career. And you look at her longevity and how many different roles that she's played on winning teams. A champion, a winner, and someone that's had the discipline to play this long. It takes a lot of discipline to play this long and to continue to be productive at her age.
Yeah, you talk about a 6th player, the starter, to a defensive person, to a 5 player that she's played with. Alyssa Thomas with the lay-in, and Morgan, 18, is someone who knows DeWanda Bonner probably the best. Peyton Morgan. Morgan Reagan on the one.
Hey, can you guys hear me
We
now?
got the plug in.
There we go. Talk a little bit about BB because you're right. AT was talking about her before the game, and she said, I think people forget that she's top of the league in scoring. 3rd player in WNBA to ever do that. Just super happy to be part of her journey and see that she still has more left in the tank. You guys, that's after 17 seasons. the longevity piece that you talked about. You were asking her about it. It's just all about, obviously taking care of her body, which sometimes is easier said than done for some players.
Yeah, she said there was a shift change for her after having her twins. She said that's when I really, really had to lock in and understand, each day what I have to give. And certainly, as she's gotten older, there's less practices for DB, to make sure that she's fresh for games, and that's normal for a veteran at that stage of their career. It's not a lot of practices. She's kind of seen all the coverages, seen all the schemes, and it's about getting her body ready on game day.
And of course, the cold tub becomes your best friend. Big Show, that's a long two. As she steps it back, it ends a 7-0 Mercury run. See now. And tosses it away. Harris on the move. Back to Perry. It's a 2-on-1. Fever connects. A couple of steals here for Ty Harris.
Well, yeah, if you click the join button, that's what it does. It'll take you to the membership page.
Just a bucket.
But if you click just the channel name, it'll take you to the channel where you can hit that subscribe button.
Before you to Paul Products, kicks it out, Ayali. And out.
I thought that one was in.
Yeah, I did too. She did as well. Just her second minute, she's at 10 points. Back to the starting lineup again for Phoenix. She's getting tied up though with Billings. And Ayali will pick up the foul.
Excellent job by Ty Harris just to push the pace. Textbook 2-on-1 finish there, delivers it at the right time. And transition, I think it's no surprise. This is every team, but when Indiana's pushed it with great pace, they've gotten good things. Whether that's early post hits, whether that's attacking the paint and getting their 3-point shots. Anytime they've been able to, often return over a missed shot, get some good pace going to the rim. It's been great for them.
Mitchell with the drive and kick. That's their strength. They average the most points per game and the fastest pace in the league. Paul McCartney not there, but Thomas with a cleanup job. Is the Thomas now at 6 points? Johnson trying to use Boston as a screener. And in true territory, puts it away. Cowper gives it a 3-pointer from the corner there. It's another. Back-to-back looks for Claudia Cowper. 8 points. She's a perfect 2 for 2 from 3. His last two coming in the last couple of possessions. Boy, Mitchell. She's got all kinds of shots in her repertoire. Cowper, nothing but that. She's hitting up a little bit too. Highlighting the 2 scoring cards at the top. Now we've seen a little back and forth between the two. Oh, the post entry pass to Boston. Looking for a foul call, won't get it. Will McCartney, one-handed pass, Copper leaking out. And Phoenix running on the fever. Last lead was when it was 5-3. They took the 1-point advantage. Mitchell pulls up short. Thomas to corner. Leans in. Trying to get a second look at it. And it'll stay here. Mercury ball. The shot clock resets to 14.
Indiana just leading the leading scorer in the league the last 8 games in transition. Not the best idea.
Conversations to be had. Mercury with a 1-point edge.
Well, how things have turned here coming towards the end of the second quarter there. Mercury pulling it up with a 1-point lead now. Copper is perfect for 3, 2 for 2 with 12 points. She is 5 for 7 from the field. Ayayi, 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field. She's 50% for 3. shooting 2 for 4. DeWanna Bonner's got 5 rebounds now, 4 points. She's 2 for 4 from the field. She's been in for 14 minutes. She's over there arguing about that last play. I mean, I get it. She was surrounded. But, yeah, no foul. No foul there at all. Thomas, 14 minutes, 6 points. She is 50% from the field. Shooting 3 for 6. 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Not bad. Monica Koa-Makani, she has 11 points. She is knocking down 1 point per minute while she's out on the court. On the Fever side, Monique Billings finally putting some points on the board. She is 1 for 2 from the field, 2 points. Boston with 18 minutes, 10 points. She's on her way to her double-double. She is 4 for 8 from the field, 2 of 2 for 3 with 4 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 14 minutes, 15 points, 5 for 8 from the field, 1 for 3 from the three-point line, 3 assists. It's kind of funny. I said earlier she got her 3 assists all done in the first quarter there, and we haven't seen any more passing from Kelsey Mitchell here the rest of the second quarter. Tyasha Harris, 11 minutes, 6 points, 2 for 3 from the field. I don't think she's really changed anything since the end of the first there. Sophie Cunningham, she's got 2 points now. And Raven Johnson with 4 points. She is 2 for 5 from the field. Cunningham's both came from the free throw line.
Mercury, it's time to take a look at tonight's live lines update presented by FanDuel. You're over under. You're 185 or over under.
Well, I think more than that.
It's kind of cold to say Cece doesn't have any heart. She spent the last 2.5 seasons getting her ass kicked on the floor regularly. And in the face of probably more adversity than most of us have ever had. Lexi Hall has 8 points. She is 3 for 5 from the field, 2 for 3 for 3s.
So if you notice a difference in the score change, not this timeout, but the previous timeout, the IE 2 was changed to a 3. If you're wondering the difference in the Mercury score, we just went back to look at that. In a timeout situation, Thomas to a Koa-Makani. She could shoot it here tonight, 3 for 3 from 3. So the drive, the dish, Cunningham gets a look. And the foul on the floor. And back the other way. They got Johnson over the back.
This is a two-man game in the middle of the floor, and with Thomas it's really hard because you don't want to switch that action. But you have to keep chest in front. And then Indiana a little bit late to climb up to challenge Koa-Makani, who's looking really confident on the offensive end tonight. I mean, 14 points to lead the team off the bench.
Yeah, her season high is 19. But efficient, 13 points in 12 minutes. Thomas with the 2. And now it's the
Mercury extend their lead to 6.
Playing without Caitlin Clark, sitting out with a back injury. She played last night against the Sparks, but in reduced time.
Honestly, I could see Clark going to LA. I could see her going to LA and getting back together with Martin.
And this is what we talked about with Indiana.
You'd have Plum, Martin, and Clark.
I mean, 29 points given up in the second quarter. You go back
Basically,
to the last minutes of the first quarter.
Yeah, that whole team would just be absolutely nasty next
I know
year.
Stephanie White wants them to be able to lock in and be able to get
And if Brink is healthy,
and be a little
good
more
big,
disruptive.
yeah,
Phoenix is too
I can see it
comfortable and
happening.
easy on the offensive end right now.
Now on the offensive end, Kelsey Mitchell, the Fever, have a chance to take the final shot.
Dribble. And Brick.
Final second.
Man, what was that?
53 to 47. Coming up at the half, presented by State Farm in the studio. Slim Cash, the point guard. Lindsey Harding, Candace Parker in studio here tonight. All right, 53 to 47. The third and final meeting. Fever, Mercury. Back and forth here in the first half. You're watching the WNBA on Prime.
Ask Aaliyah Boston about defending and whatnot. She'll tell you every time she tries to defend, they blow a whistle on her. Same goes for Caitlin. Every time she would defend, they blow a whistle, even if it was very clearly not a foul. So it seems like, and you know what? From the other games I've watched too, it's not just the Fever. A lot of teams are backing off the aggressive defense. It looks like the aggressive foul calling is starting to have the intended effect, where people are not, where the ladies aren't guarding and defending quite as hard as they were before, because well now they're calling fouls for everything. So it looks like the ladies are backing that off, and we've seen it here tonight. Very, very few fouls here tonight. Honestly, if we look at it, free throws made here, we got 6 free throws for the Fever, and 1, 2, 3, and 4 free throws for Phoenix. So very few fouls being called, or at least shooting fouls being called here tonight. There really haven't been that many fouls, period. I mean, in the first quarter, the Fever got into the bonus right at the end of the quarter. And I don't believe either team was in the bonus here at the end of the second quarter. So, yeah, overall, not a whole lot of fouling happening tonight, and it looks like the intention of the aggressive calling has had its effect. I know during the Seattle game earlier today, their number of fouls was quite low as well. I'd have to pull up the box score on it, but I really don't think they had that many. Except for towards the end there, they did tack in a few extra there. While I don't really see there was any need for it, Seattle was getting their asses handed to them, but I think it was more frustration than anything else. So that's what we were seeing there with Seattle. Let's check in on Vegas. Aces are up 34 to 26. They got the Portland Fire by 8 right now. Asia Wilson has 16 points. She's continued to add to her tally with 4 rebounds. Chelsea Gray, 5 points, 2 for 4 from the field. Melissa Smith, 3 points. She's 50% from the field. And Jewel Lloyd with 6 points, 50% from the field, shooting 2 for 4. Jackie Young's got 4 points. Bridget Carlton on the Portland side here, 3 points, 1 for 4 from the field. Gustafson, 4 points. She's 50% from the field, 2 for 4. Sarah Ashley Barker, 2 points. And Oblak has 5. So there's our numbers for the Vegas Fire, or the Aces Fire game. I do that a lot, where I do a city for one team and then the actual team name for the other, but my bad on that. My brain gets ahead of me. I can't help it. Let's see how the play calling is going on here. Free throws in the Aces Fire game. Wow. Asia Wilson getting fouled left and right. She has shot 9 free throws. Smith has shot 2. On the other side, Carla Leahy has 7 free throws. She's the only one the Aces seem to be fouling is Carla. But 9 free throws for Asia Wilson. That's pretty crazy. They're just hacking the hell out of her, apparently. And she's still dusting them up. 38-26. They got 2:52 left to go in the second quarter there. So that game is still live being played. We're at halftime here with the Fever and the Mercury. Get back over here to our box score. Well, like I said, Boston's just doing her best not to get fouled out, you know? Like, if she plays any more aggressive than she is, they're going to call fouls on her. You know, they told us at the start of the season this modification to the refereeing was to reduce and restrict the amount of aggressive play, and it looks like it's starting to finally have an effect. There's no way the Liberty would get rid of Ionescu. But I guarantee you, the salary situation the Fever are facing here at the end of the year is going to be a big problem. Because Clark will likely be up and eligible for an epic contract. And the rest of them, Mitchell, Boston, I think Hall's still got another year on top of this one. Cunningham was a 1 year deal. Johnson is a rookie, so she's locked in for another 2 years. I mean, their salary situation is going to be really, really rough, and about the only way that they're going to be able to make up for it and have room for a draft pick is to get rid of like either two of the lower players, like Harris or Dantas, or get rid of Cece. Cece is the one that puts that team in the trouble with the salary cap, primarily because Boston got an epic contract this year, and Cece's going to be eligible for an epic contract next year, and they're just not going to have the money. Even with I believe there's a small salary cap increase for next year as part of the CBA, but even that's not going to be enough to make up for the difference. They're going to have to get rid of. If you ask me, who am I cutting? I'm getting rid of Dantas. I'm getting rid of Harris. I'm a hard pick on Hines Allen because I like Hines Allen. I like old Teddy Bear. And I get rid of Bree Hall. Dantas, Bree Hall, and Harris. Those are my 3 cuts. And that would free up enough room to keep Caitlin and the draft pick and maybe pick up one other person on a 1 year contract that's basically, you know, league minimum or whatever. But that's the conundrum the Fever are in right now, is the salary cap at the end of the year. So a lot of what you might be seeing here towards the end of the season is all play and ploy, dog and pony, if you will, so that they can get a really good draft pick, and they'll be able to justify getting rid of CC based on how the team performed. And I think it's kind of a CYA situation. But in my opinion, I think Clark should go to the Sparks, or at least start seeking out offers and whatnot. I sound delusional? Nah, not at all. In fact, everything I'm saying about what the Fever salary thing, if you watch, Venom did a really, really, really good breakdown on it. He went by the numbers, and yeah, that Clark puts them in a bind. I like Billings. She's been pretty productive. Billings has been a fairly productive player this year. I will say this: you're right. She might not need to be a starter, but she is a bit slow to get into her pace and rhythm. But typically by the third quarter, she starts producing some actual numbers, and she's really, really good on the rebounding side, both offensively and defensively. She picks up a lot of rebounds every game. So she's really a fair to average offensive player, but a better than average defensive player. But coming back.
Well, earlier on we saw Flage and Angel linking up with their college coach Kim Mulkey down there at LSU. Now, early on, we see the pass from Jordan Canada to Ryan Howard, who knocks down the 3. She had 19 points on the night.
Yeah, Ryan Howard shot well, 4 of 11 from 3. You know she's going to knock it down.
Yeah, and then we'll get some more Canada here, getting down the lane straight to the basket with the left-hand layup. Jordan had 14 points and 9 rebounds with 8 assists, y'all.
She was so aggressive all night, especially even on the defensive end. And you can't forget about Natisha Hyde.
Speaking of the defensive end, Ryan Howard had 4 steals. She averages 4 steals
yeah,
a
and then we
game.
saw Angel right there tweaking her ankle. She would leave out of the game. Keep a close eye on that, but then down the stretch.
Oh, that's going to
more
make Stat
Canada,
Stuffers
little
next video.
hesitation. Dribble finds the player there. Alicia Gray was cutting for a layup, y'all.
Yeah, Alicia Gray, she set the tone from start to finish. Atlanta, using their defense, forced 23 turnovers.
Yeah, you got to keep an eye on that. They win 89-78 and snap that 5-game losing streak. After the Dreams win, Pine's very own Brittany Yerton caught up with the all-star Ryan Howard, who finished with 19 points and 4 rebounds.
Ryan, it was a tough stretch of games, and then you put on a huge performance tonight. What was the difference maker for this team?
I think just, getting back to hitting open shots. We've been creating them along this stretch, but we haven't been able to knock them down. So I think just making sure that we're staying confident, making sure that we're staying
I'd keep Billings and I'd get rid of
focusing on
Dantas.
putting the ball in the hoop instead of just getting it up. I think our defense was a little bit better tonight as well than what it has been. But, just being
I'm pretty sure Dantas has the lowest production numbers of any of the players on the team
put up a
this
fight,
year.
really, the entire game. Talk about the fight that your team showed tonight.
Let's go ahead and pull up Dantas' stats. She's averaging 4 points per game, 1.5 rebounds, and a half of an assist per game. Yeah, Dantas gone. Bye.
Like, you can't look at their record. They're a good team. They have really great.
If you look at Billings,
So being able to make them
Billings is averaging 6.6 points per game and 5.5 rebounds per game, as well as an assist and a steal per game. So if we're talking production, Billings is putting out double the production of what Dantas is doing. So I'd get rid of Dantas and keep Billings.
Obviously, you never want to go through a stretch like that, but the way we continue to fight, the way we continue to show up and have each other's backs, it's going to come down in the long run. And so I think, staying mentally, up, I should say, and, making sure that we're all like, okay, we got this, we got the next one. And then this is only going to help us build into, getting more wins, stacking wins on wins.
Congratulations. Thanks again.
Thank you so much.
Oh boy, we got a treat for you on Nightcap. Amazon.
Nope, no music, no copyrights. We don't play that. Not around here. We also don't do commercials, so we mute it during the commercial breaks. I'm a Zennial. I grow up listening to commercials, and I mean, come on, we had some of the greatest commercials ever in the 90s. But nowadays, commercials just suck. They do. The new commercials today suck. Even the Super Bowl commercials aren't good anymore. What happened? In other notes, they turned off the Large Hadron Collider, and apparently more shit's getting weird. The latest Mandela effect is the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, the Willy Wonka, but the original one. And some weird stuff going on with chocolate bars and moon pies. I don't know if you guys have heard of this or seen anything about it, but I gotta go get my old copy of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and see if it's still got the actual Wonka bar, But apparently they've got moon pies in this weird universe's version of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So the latest Mandela effect since they turned off the Large Hadron Collider. What do you mean what's happening? We're at halftime and a commercial break. And I'm just chatting to kill the time while we wait for the game to get back. So thank you all for joining me. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like. And of course, if you want to help support the channel, you can become a member today. When I go to the arenas to do live streams and whatnot, I do member exclusive live streams. Whose mother? What? What's going on in the chat there? No, that's what I was saying. There's no moon pies in Wonka, but apparently the Mandela effect. Go get your copy of Willy Wonka, or pull it up on Netflix or Amazon or something, and look and see where he gets the golden ticket from. I tell you, there's a weird Mandela effect that's happening since they turned off the Large Hadron Collider. I just heard about it the other day, and I need to go and get my copy. It's in storage. I have a whole giant tote full of DVDs and VHS cassettes. So I gotta go get my copy out and see if it's got that or not.
Presented by AT&T. Phoenix, Arizona. The temps above 100 degrees in the desert is where we're at for the third.
But it's a dry heat.
The Fever and the Mercury. It's the Mercury that's overcome a double-digit deficit with the Duke and U.S. Women's National Team head coach Carol Lawson unleashed the Barnes. Morgan Reagan's on the sideline for us as well. Kind of a back-and-forth story of two different quarters, but offensively, both of these teams have had their moments.
Yeah, they have. I thought Indiana came out with a lot of energy, and certainly Kelsey Mitchell helped lead the way. When you look at what Phoenix has been able to do, their role players continue to step up. It hasn't been a stellar game from Thomas or Copper yet, but you look at what Monica Makani has been able to do off of the bench, 14 points, 3 for 3 from beyond the
Makani's
arc.
on fire
But
tonight.
just her aggressiveness, her willingness to attack, and we start to see the balance forming in Phoenix's offense. And then when you look at what Balu is able to do, I mean, the experience that she brings as an international player, both in the EuroLeague, but also with the national team of France, she's very confident in her ability to score inside and out. And I thought the double figures by those two role players really helped Phoenix.
Time for our quick connect presented by AT&T. Morgan Reagan with Akoa Makani.
All right, you're shooting so well from beyond the arc. 3 for 3, and then coming off the bench with those 14 points. What's working so well for you on the offensive end?
I'm just playing with the flow, I guess. I'm not thinking too much, just taking what the games give me.
And then they've been able to score 11 points off of those 6 turnovers. How do you guys clean things up in the second half?
Yeah, I think just take care much more of the ball, and try to play it more safe at times, because I think we have taken like so many risks at times. So yeah, definitely taking care of the ball more.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, first offensive possession, Kelsey Mitchell committed the second personal. And really, though, Phoenix, remember, they committed those 4 early turnovers in the first, 3 to 4 minutes of these games. And they've done a good job kind of cleaning it up since that point. In the first quarter, it was Indiana hitting the threes. They were 6 of 10, but just 1 of 6 in the second quarter. And the Phoenix outscored the Fever in the second quarter by 10 points. And that's where we stand, 53-47.
Okay, so 2 early quick fouls here by Indiana in the half court. And I like what Phoenix is trying to do. They're featuring Balu right out of the half. An ISO situation, she drives, Mitchell picks up the foul, then they look to post it. Boston kept kicking it out. They get a second foul. And that's the size advantage that you get with Bonner and Balu on the wing.
And Tom Thomas, who knows exactly where Bonner was sitting. That one was off the mark, chases her own miss, and earns the possession back. 14 seconds left on the shot clock.
This was a long defensive possession for Indiana. Foul.
Long
Deflection.
what they want, that's for sure. Yeah, to your point, the second personal foul for Mitchell, and 2 fouls now on Boston. Indiana playing about pitching play. But last night they got away. Not tonight, out with the back injury as Thomas gets the first points of the third quarter. Mitchell leading all scorers with a 15 points. 5 of 9 shooting. 37th straight game at double figures. A Fever franchise record. Over the Harris. Didn't even get a shot off. So unaware of the shot clock.
Well, that's bottled up a little bit. I mean, on that kick, I thought Harris should have attacked that closeout right away. Hesitated. Makani does a great job starting the second half instead of held.
I got nothing for that.
You know how well she's played. Nate Tibbetts going with the hot hand. But when Phoenix bears down,
All that dribbling around, nobody's paying attention to the clock, nobody's communicating.
Certainly is a strength.
Good Lord.
You look at the 3-point shooting as Copper launches another one. They were 8 of 15 in the first half. It was a strength that demonstrates with them here tonight. This is one of the top defensive rated teams in the league here this year. Tickets special. Oh, perfect. And she's a double figures with 10.
She's solid. She's poised. She's bringing what she normally does, but I think she has extra attention in terms of being offensively aggressive tonight, knowing that they need points from her. Already in double figures for Lexi Ho. It's been a solid performance so far.
And it's the second personal here on Harris.
Different intensity to Phoenix defensively to start the quarter, or to start the half. They're getting after it a little bit. Good cut.
Makani The start here for Phoenix in this third quarter. Ayayi goes down. She grasps immediately that right ankle. As Lexi Hall commits her first personal, but Ayayi's going to try to tighten up those shoes and keep playing.
Oh, yeah. Little twist. That was good.
Little
Susan.
toe roll there. Damn, Lexi Hall almost got laid out by AT.
Are you good at that? Are you good at watching those things? I'm not. I have to look away.
What, in real time? Yeah.
No, well, in real time, you have to watch it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about in slow-mo.
Some of them, that one didn't bother me as much.
That one didn't bother me.
I'll tell you what, when Alyssa Thomas screamed out, though, in that Sky game, that was hard to watch.
So you only have empathy for certain people?
No. Get out of here. Don't put words in my mouth. It's time for us to take a time out, too. Team you up.
I'm just messing with you.
We're 2 minutes into the third quarter,
Let's take a look at
and the Fever have 4 fouls already.
Tomorrow on Ion, Rings and Tempo,
So,
Sky, it
yeah.
Sparks and Saturday.
Mercury's gonna be in the bonus here probably in the next minute. And they'll be shooting a whole bunch of free throws this quarter.
Visit WNBA.com or visit the WNBA app. No, in all seriousness though, back to that, I mean, Alyssa Thomas, as we know, is one of the toughest players that we have seen, but I thought she was going to be done for a while, and she had kind of her foot twisted a little bit on the move Tuesday against the Sky. And they are reviewing a hostile act involving Alyssa Thomas as Lexi Hall challenging on the foul call against Hall.
Yeah, there's no hostile act there, but don't think there was a foul by Hall either.
I don't see anything.
Just see a basketball play. Let's see what the officials see. Looks like the
It looked like to me it's just a basketball play.
Fatu Sissoko Stevens is our crew chief. Mike Forsberg is our referee, and Agana Bazi is our umpire. All right, so a common foul. We play on.
4 fouls for Indiana in the first 2 minutes.
Yeah,
I mean, Phoenix is in the bonus for the rest of the quarter now. 8 minutes, that's a long time.
Right.
Common foul. No hostile.
20 foul committed now for Indiana the rest of the quarter. Phoenix is going to be at the line for 2 unless it's of the offensive variety. I mean, that's hard to play a quarter that way, because one of the things I think that Indiana needs to look to try to do is to be a little more disruptive, and maybe that's what they were trying to do, set the tone here at the start. But you have to be disruptive, but not reckless in terms of fouling and putting the other team in the bonus so early.
Well, both ranked in the top 5 in terms of fouls drawn per game. Mercury right at 5th, and the Fever top 2 in that category. But yeah, it's a great point. They'll be in the bonus for the next 8 minutes here in the quarter. Cunningham, the upfit is down on the end, short. Johnson, who's checked in, loses in. It'll be Mercury basketball. Certainly Phoenix, the disruptors here. Oh, a deep shot, Connor can't get it. Johnson will pull down the rebound and is able to lead the break. Mitchell back to Boston. Every corner of the first half and then out that time. And Boston's first miss from three-point territory. 2 of 3 for Phoenix. Bonner over to Thomas. Gets a finish. Phoenix has built a 10-point advantage. Timeout, Stephanie White with the Fever. Got a chat about it.
so comfortable. The two-man game that they've worked to perfection over the years, and Phoenix with a nice sprint out of the locker room.
Well, 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 wouldn't you know it? 30 seconds later, the Mercury are in the bonus. Man, what a turnaround from the first quarter. 49-59, Mercury by 10. 6:58 left to go in the third. Nobody's in foul trouble yet, but boy, oh boy, they seem to be spreading it around. Boston, Mitchell, and Harris all have 2 fouls each. On the other side of the court, Suarez has 2 fouls. It's 1 for pretty much everybody else. The only one who hasn't actually got a foul yet tonight was Bonner, surprisingly enough. And AT with 1 foul as well. You know, surprising, to say the least. Movers and shakers here on the floor. Boston, 10.6 rebounds. Mitchell, 15 points. She did get 1 more assist. How about that? Look at that. Mitchell got 1 more assist in there. Lexi Hall, 10 points. 4 for 6 from the field. Raven Johnson, 4 points. Cunningham, 2 points. Nothing else changed there. On the other side, though, definitely seeing some scoring happening over there. AT with 14 points. She's 6 for 9 from the field. Ayayi, 10 points. 4 for 6 from the field. Copper, 12 points. 5 of 8 from the field. She's 2 for 3 from deep. And then Suarez, 5 points. And Makani with 14 points. She's right up there with Alyssa Thomas. 14 points. 4 of 6 from the field. 3 of 3 for threes. So Makani really putting on a show for us tonight. Doing well. This is her 2nd year. She's actually got 16 minutes of playtime tonight. So good for her. She's making it worthwhile. Every bit. She's a plus 15 right now for Makani. Plus 15.
Oikos, and another strong performance so far by Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah, Alyssa Thomas continues to be the hub that Phoenix plays through on the offensive end, leading the WNBA in assists. And tonight, a little bit slow starting offensively, but has found her rhythm here in the second and the third quarters. Phoenix now with 4 players in double figures, on her way to another triple-double potentially.
It'd be the first of the season. Setting a record. Look at the 5 assists there. Just want to point that out. The 38th straight game with 5 or more assists. The 3rd longest streak in WNBA history. Let's bring in Morgan Reagan. You got more on AT.
That's exactly it, Lisa. I was going to get to the streak, and I was talking to AT before the game about the team offensive struggles. I asked her about still being able to do that at a high level and find her teammates. And she said, I've been saying it all season long. Offense doesn't always need to be the focus for us, but it's my job to always try to find people and make shots easy for them. Hopefully, we can keep generating more offense together.
You know, had a chance earlier in this season. You look at the most consecutive games with 5 plus. Caitlin Clark.
Look at that. Kayla Clark, 57. 19 more than Alyssa Thomas.
In LA, but Alyssa Thomas had told me earlier this year about the triple double. Doesn't think about it, just tries to make the right play to Morgan's point. Find the right person and make the right play, and if it results in triple double, even a bonus.
She's such a unique player. We talk about nice backup. She's so hard to guard.
She's a little bit slow to get up. Ayayi's 2nd personal. And a blocking foul.
The Mercury are 8 and 14 right now. Even thinking of them as a potential contender in a playoff position is a joke right now.
Sophie Cunningham, so far so good here tonight, 12 minutes and counting. She had back spasms and warm-ups last night in LA. 37 consecutive games scored in double figures and ties Tamika Catchings for the longest streak in FIBA history. She's nursing that hip a little bit with these free throws. She's at 17 points here tonight. Go McConaughey. The pass to Bonner, who gets locked up. 2 seconds on the shot clock to Tom McConaughey. Alawi can't get it. He's there for the single second of the shot clock on that possession. And they call McConaughey binding up. For a second. And the third team foul. Mitchell is moving as fluidly as stationary wise. And that's going to be an over the back here by the Fever. Johnson went down, didn't have many choices. And it's the 7th turnover of the night.
Are they going to have somebody else on the perimeter help them in the second half, scoring-wise, right? Because you know that there's going to be extra attention paid to Mitchell. And so that's where the role players come in. Hall's been nice, done a nice job at double figures, but like other perimeter players are going to have to make shots and make plays for Indiana to have enough offense to win this game.
Michaela Timpson only played a little bit. She's in 2 minutes here tonight. She's getting some time. Right now in the third quarter off the bench. This Boston gets a good look at it. Over that left shoulder. And Leah Boston.
Yeah, Alpha Coaching has had some excellent insight.
Mitchell takes it away. Cunningham. And leaping out.
There we go. Close that gap up from 10 to 4. Fever closing in.
Kind of the way this game has been going. A game
Right,
of
Phoenix is
runs
taking
here.
a timeout.
The Fever with the latest.
5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Well. Let's go indeed. Are the Fever going to turn it around? I don't know. We'll see. I mean, the Mercury are 3-7 at home right now. 3-7. Meanwhile, the Fever are 4-5 away. So the odds definitely favor the Fever here. Will we see an upset? I don't know. I called it earlier. I said that the Phoenix is going to win by 12. I'm hoping I'm wrong, honestly. I really am. I hope I'm wrong. I want the Fever to win. I said Mercury are going to win. Phoenix is going to win by 12. It started looking a lot like that there for a minute, didn't it? Up by 10. Good thing the Fever closed that gap.
Stop after stop after stop and turn this into a run. And the more consistency that they get on the defensive end, the better overall that they're going to be as a team. You know, it's a lot easier to say it. It's a lot harder to do it. I think that's the thing. I mean, you know, we've had Indiana quite a bit this year, and it's something that we've talked about at length through the games with them is hey, the consistency defensively. You got to have connectivity. You got to have intelligence and communication on the defensive end. And honestly, you just got to sit and you got to guard. And you got to do that over and over. In this league, you know how hard that is to do with all the talent offensively?
Well, Leah Boston got the deflection there to force a turnover. And Stephanie White has talked about her being our linebacker and our communicator defensively. And more than happy to get her back for several reasons. And Boston back this way takes it on the post.
Yeah, I mean, you have to continue to feature her in the post.
Oh, snap.
She does a nice job, and Nicole McConney's getting beat up here a little bit.
Milk and cookies for Kelsey Mitchell, picking that pocket.
Pressure here, just three-quarter court, you know, making it a little bit more difficult for Phoenix to get it across the timeline.
And it's another quarter that's been forced. The Fever on the 10-0 edge. Here to tie it at 59 after they had trailed by 10. Thomas Collins
with another steal, Raven Johnson.
Ronnie Thomas on that.
Come on, we got to convert. Back to Boston for three.
Boston lets it fly.
Yes!
The Beavers back on top.
Boston is 75% for three tonight. 3 for 4.
But Boston looks like she's been shooting the three her whole career. Smooth, all kinds of confidence. Thomas gets the bounce. $16 points now for Thomas. Stevenson's leading scorer. Mitchell, quick trigger. Cocker, Jack shoots. Can't hit, ball's loose. Johnson has it. Offensive foul call. Cunningham. For first. Behind Howard.
Yeah, you know, Bonner just makes a mistake here, not being close enough. You know, Aaliyah Boston can make that shot. I thought Aaliyah should have shot the first one. I thought she should have shot the first three, but when she gets it back, you've got to be there. What a run here by Indiana.
Yeah, Cunningham's first personal. Inside 3 minutes left to play here in the third quarter. Indiana took control in the first quarter. So far they're taking control here in the third. Bonner with an answer. And after all that, that big fever run, the Mercury stayed sit a point ahead. They led by as many as 10 here in the quarter. Their largest lead of the game. Fever have led by as many as 12. Johnson! We're going to review that. Right now, calling it a 2 with a foot on the line. And a defensive 3-second call.
Curious how they don't call up down on Bonner for those little hoppity hippity skips she be doing. Where she dribble and then jump up both feet. She hops both feet.
80% free throw shooter.
She bunny hopped twice there. They didn't call traveling on her or an up down on her. That don't make no sense how they don't call that. Like both her feet left the court at the same time. Mitchell has 6 assists now. 6. She has doubled her game average for assists.
To the Johnson three. Let's take a look at her feet.
Probably how she's trying to. That's how she's gonna try to get for like one of her first. Will it be her first double of the season? I think it might. She's gonna do it through assists,
This one is a long 2.
which would be a miracle in and of itself.
Saw that right foot as of now on the 3-point line.
Yeah, I bet you nobody had Kelsey Mitchell getting 10 assists tonight on their parlay. She's got 19 points though. What did I say? 26, 27? I said she was gonna go for 26 or 27. She's got 19 already. Boston's got 17 points, shooting 7 for 13 from the field, 3 for 4 for threes. Boston also has 7 rebounds now. She needs just 3 more rebounds to get her double-double. And I'll point out they're legitimate defensive rebounds.
Looking for her shot. Another one. 2 points here tonight.
In fact, Boston has no offensive rebounds.
Above her average, she averages 14 points per. Mitchell from straight away.
Mitchell's got 22.
Another 20-point game, making 6 straight.
Oh, Mitchell's going for a 35-point game.
The last 5 here for the Fever. go.
There's been a few stretches where it's just like, all right, let's take everybody off the court and have Mitchell and Copper just go at each other, right?
They're defending each other. Copper defensively against Mitchell.
45 seconds to go in the quarter. 5 on the clock.
Reach inside against Thomas for third. St. Hines out will check in. Timpson and Boston will get a breather.
The Fever have done a remarkable job so far this quarter, not sending the Mercury to the line. Remember, Phoenix got into the bonus with 8 minutes left in the quarter. 8 minutes left in the quarter, and the Fever have not committed. They have not committed very many shooting fouls at all.
It's the first half. She got quite the ovation and she checked in for the first time.
Yeah, Phoenix has only shot 7 free throws this whole game. So good on the Fever for
Back in and out.
good on them for not
Time for the Mercury.
aggressively defending.
Taking a peek, launches, fires.
Oh,
She's gotten a few good looks, but has missed all 3 of her shots in her return. Well, Phoenix built a 10-point advantage, and then the Mercury has crawled all the way back. It's a 1-point game as we head to the final 10 minutes here tonight in Phoenix.
I know y'all heard her just say that. She totally blew it on the team names there. All right, round it up. Third quarter done. Bonner, 23 minutes, and Bonner has put 6 points on the board. She is 3 for 7 from the field. She does have 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. But 23 minutes and only 6 points? Come on, Bonner, what are you doing? Thomas with 25 minutes, 18 points. She is 8 for 13 from the field. She got 5 rebounds and 5 assists. So good production out of AT tonight. She's doing pretty good. Valerie Ayayi, 24 minutes, 10 points, 4 for 8 from the field. She is 2 for 5 for threes. She has 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 turnovers. Since everybody likes to talk about turnovers, Ayayi's got 2 turnovers. Also, Bonner and Thomas each have a turnover themselves. Clea Copper, 24 minutes, 15 points, 6 for 10 from the field, 3 for 5 from threes. She has only shot a single free throw tonight, and she missed it. She does have 3 rebounds and 1 assist, 1 turnover as well. Lexi Held, 10 minutes. I think she played the first quarter, and that was about it. Haven't seen anything else from her. Nothing out of Natasha Mack tonight. Haven't seen her hit the floor. Marta Suarez has had 5 minutes and 5 points on the board. Brochant, 12 minutes, and absolutely nothing out of her, but somehow she's a +7. I don't understand that, but okay. Sammy Whitcomb, again, 6 minutes out of her. She has taken 3 shots, and they've all been 3-pointers, and she's missed every single one. So welcome back, Sammy. Good to see you. Monica Makani, 20 minutes, 14 points, 4 for 6 from the field. She is 3 for 3 from 3, and she is 3 for 3 from the free throw line. She also has 3 assists and 2 turnovers. But otherwise, she is a moneymaker tonight. Makani is doing great. On the Fever side, we haven't really seen much more of Monique Billings here tonight. Aaliyah Boston, 29 minutes, 17 points. She is 7 for 13 from the field, 3 of 4 for threes, 7 rebounds. They have not fouled Boston to the line at all tonight. In fact, the only one they seem to be fouling is Mitchell. But Boston with 7 rebounds and a steal. And a block. No, I'm sorry. Nope, no block for her. Mitchell has the block. Kelsey Mitchell, 26 minutes, 24 points, 8 for 15 from the field, 2 for 5 for 3. She is 6 for 6 from the free throw line with 6 assists and 2 steals and a block. Tyasha Harris, 13 minutes, 6 points. Haven't seen much of her since early in the game. Lexi Hall, 17 minutes, 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 3 for 3. Not much else production out of her as far as rebounds or anything else goes there. Other than that, Raven Johnson, she's got 20 minutes, and Sophie Cunningham with 18 minutes, a few points from each of them. So not a whole lot of production out of the Fever bench tonight.
Take advantage of her matchup on a nightly basis, regardless of who the defender is. And I would look for a steady diet of post entries to Aaliyah Boston here in the fourth quarter. She's finally getting a break, right? It's been minimal tonight.
How long do you think this break will last?
Not long. I mean, I think a lot of it depends, when you're coaching, a lot of it depends on how the team is doing. So I think Stephanie White is going to try to stretch out as much as she can. Phoenix, to see if they can hold the floor down, and if they can't, I think you'll hear go back to the Boston round quickly.
Now, Mitchell stays in here for the Fever. No Caitlin Clark out with a back injury here tonight. The Fever get the first crack at it here in the fourth. Mitchell sitting around feeding Johnson, right? It's a shot clock expired.
Air ball.
It's a shot clock violation. Speaking of Johnson, by the way, the shot stayed as a 2. There was that question if their foot was on the line in the third quarter. The call on the court was a 2-pointer. It stays as a 2-pointer. Other note of interest here. I remember, Phoenix was in the bonus after the first 2 minutes of the third quarter, but they only shot 3 free throws in the third, and one of those, remember, was a defensive 3-second call. And so the Fever kind of cleaned it up defensively really well in the third. And Boston's walking over to check in the scoring table. Boston has played 20 minutes here so far tonight. Johnson looking to get space against Harold. It's off the hands of Cunningham. Looking to chase it down. Turnover Fever. So Boston will check in, and then Mitchell is the one who checks out here for the Fever.
You don't want to have possessions that don't have one of them on the court at least. So they're trading off of one another. So, this continues to be without Mitchell on the floor, a critical stretch. I mean, you're playing through Boston on the offensive end with this pairing of 5 players on the court.
Your guards are Ty Harris, and Johnson, and Sophie Cunningham on the perimeter for the Fever. Suarez taking it all the way, challenge against. Mercury's back on top.
Cece's sitting on the bench, chilling in sweats.
5 lead changes to 1 tie. If you compare that to the first half. 3 lead changes with 1 tie. Three seconds for Harris to turn and then out. His whistle for the foul. Per second. This has been time as Thomas and Copper both check in. Just played the first 2 minutes of the fourth quarter without those 2 stars. Still protecting a 1-point lead without him.
We talked about at the top of this game how important of a matchup this was for both teams for different reasons. Phoenix 6 games under 500 is trying to put themselves back into playoff contention, and as they start to get healthy, I think we'll see a better version of them on the offensive end. And then Indiana obviously dropping the game last night and trying to put themselves in position to be at least 500 on this road trip. And she got a minute too. I mean, that's what we're doing over there. Yeah, it's a pit stop over there. We're only putting 2 tires on, all right? We're not doing all 4. We're only putting 2 on today, okay? Yeah, we're only putting 2 on.
Race car reference.
Oh, Simpson just stole that rebound from Boston.
Mitchell. 15 seconds here to use. Steps it back. She's sitting on her 24 points. Third. Suarez. Oh, she's been accurate. 2 for for 2 from 3. She's up to 10 points off the bench. And the bench has been huge for Phoenix tonight.
There was a Claire McConaughey in the first half. It's been Martha Suarez, the rookie, in the second half. Double figures for her. That's what you need. You need your role players to step up for you.
And what was I just saying? What was I just saying? The bench for the Fever ain't producing. However, the bench for the Phoenix Mercury has been producing. McConaughey with 14. Suarez now with 10. Like, can we get our bench to do something? Like, Sophie, where are you at? Where's our blonde bomber? Sophie Cunningham has taken 3 shots from beyond the arc, and she has missed all 3 of them. A rare performance for Sophie Cunningham to miss 3 in a row. However, Aaliyah Boston, 3 for 4 tonight. Will she take any more? I think she's going to take 1 more. I'm a little annoyed that Timpson grabbed that rebound. That was Boston's all day. She needs 3 more to get her double-double. Kelsey Mitchell, 24 points. And that's it. I mean, not a whole lot happening over there. What in the world, man? They get a little going, and then they stall out. They get a little going, and they stall out. They can't seem to keep any kind of big run going. I think their largest run tonight was 9 points. I have to pull it up, the play-by-play, and see here, but yeah, not good. Mitchell doesn't pass, period. The other girls do. About the only time Mitchell does pass is when she's stuck up front and there's 3 to 4 defenders between her and the rim. And then she's like, well, nope, I can't just run through them. I guess I gotta pass it. Hot take of the day: Orlando Studios down in Universal, or Universal Studios down in Orlando is better than Disney World. That's my hot take of the day. I've been to both, and I like Universal Studios better than Disney.
Here in the Mercury, Kara Lawson, Lisa Bynes, and Morgan Reagan on the sideline here for us. And we've got you're playing the game presented by FanDuel. We highlight a couple of the leading scores. Alyssa Thomas, another 15, 5-5 game. Her 9th of those this year, leads the league. And then Kelsey Mitchell, speaking of leading, she's leading all scorers once again, 24 points.
Until this moment in time, I did not know 15, 5-5 was a stat that they actively tracked. I could understand like the 25-5 or the 25-5, but 15-5, who the hell's tracking that?
Competitive series, to say the least. Don't forget the best place for all the live WNBA action is on Facebook. I'm going to be happy to play your game. Copper with the takeaway. Copper with the finish.
Boston just absolutely got mugged. Just got absolutely mugged. Oh, come on. 0 for 4 for Cunningham.
Suarez getting more time in the absence of Natasha Mack, who's been out with that left foot injury. Out again here tonight. She's got a season and career high here tonight as Whitcomb draws a foul. And Harris has committed her third. Whitcomb took a free throw line for perhaps
Her third foul, that's not a big deal. There's 6.5 minutes left to go in the game. If they kept at the pace they're going right now, she'll have maybe have committed her 5th foul by the last 30 seconds of the game.
Well, strong lead by Nick Tibbetts, and one of the best leaders that he's ever been around. The first game back after dealing with a knee injury, and Harris just took two hands and pushed her to the ground. Whistle for the foul. Her fourth.
Well, Indiana's got 9 turnovers.
Yeah, I don't know if that was out of frustration or what that was, but just unnecessary here. I mean, she's a little.
And the Mercury have 9 turnovers as well.
You don't want to turn it over without even getting an opportunity at the rim.
Well, they're kind of right on pace.
They want to get back in this one. You come back from leads on the strength of your defense.
Here comes the two. Boston for two. Fever 0 for 5 from the field in the fourth quarter. And no points, by the way. Thomas. Contact against Boston off the glass. Tough. She's at 20. With the kick out, Cunningham the drive, can't get it, Temp out there. Thompson, another opportunity. Thomas comes down with it. There's the Thomas, wing count from the corner, fires, oh, all the way. And it popped out. Cunningham back the other way, nothing but nets.
What a swing there. 6 points, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Wickham with a wide open and rhythm three. It just goes in and out. And opportunistic.
Oh, that's because Boston's the new stretch big.
Much needed bucket for the Fever.
She's down low and up high. Oh, Timpson's still down on the floor. There she is. All right, she's in.
Kelsey Mitchell gets another 27 big ones on the night. And a timeout by Phoenix.
Just how quickly the game can change. Indiana with 2 huge threes. The latter by Kelsey Mitchell.
And holy cow, pinnacle for Timpson. I mean, incredible defensive play to start that run.
Bit slow to get up there. Hope she's all right. Look at that. Kelsey Mitchell with 27 points, and there's 4 minutes and 21 seconds left to go on the court. You think she's going to hit 35? I think she's going for 35. She hasn't had an additional assist in 15 minutes of play. So I don't know, man. That double-double's looking kind of distant. Boston, 1 more rebound to secure her double-double. She's got 17 points and 9 rebounds. Tyasha Harris, nothing else coming from her. Still 6 points, 2 for 4 from the field. Lexi Hall, 10 points. Sophie Cunningham, now 1 for 5 for threes. She took a couple more shots, and somebody mentioned that looks like she's pushing her shot. I don't know. Her shot does look a little off tonight, though. Her form doesn't look quite the same. I do believe there was a report that she was using one of those back spasm pads during practice and whatnot. And we did see Lexi Hall wearing that same padded support brace here during the time that she was off the court. So looks like she might be having something going on with her back that's throwing off her shot a bit. Alyssa Thomas with 20 points. She is 9 for 15 from the field. She has 6 rebounds and 5 assists. Ayayi, nothing else from her. 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Kalia Copper, 17 points, 7 of 13 from the field. 3 of 5 from 3. She has 5 rebounds and 2 assists. Marta Suarez knocking down another 3-pointer. She is 2 for 2 from 3 with 10 points, 4 of 6 from the field. And nothing else coming out of Makoa Makani. Uh, Whitcomb did finally get some points on the board. She shot a couple of free throws. She is 0 for 5 from the field and 0 for 5 for threes.
Here of the regular season with the Duke and U.S. Women's National Team head coach Kara Lawson. I'm Lisa Byington. Wonder Reagan is with us. I know a lot of people are tuning in to this third and final meeting, wondering what will transpire between these two teams playing the basketball. That's the answer.
I think it's exactly what we expected. I mean, it feels like a playoff atmosphere here in terms of the urgency on both sides. Phoenix looks like they have control of the game, and then Indiana comes back with a great surge, 6 points. So I think buckle up. We're in for a good effort.
One thing that Phoenix needs to do to close it out, one thing Indiana needs to do to close it out.
Yeah, so I mean, transition defense, not allowing Indiana to get those open threes is going to be critical here down the stretch for them, and not turning it over. Okoa Makani did not do a great job of that here in the third quarter. I thought Phoenix, save those 2 threes, had played a pretty good defensive quarter against Indiana so far.
The Fever started 0 for 8 in this quarter, but they've been 2 for 2 since.
Yeah, I mean, those
Good
2 threes
defense
were
by
in the
Tyasha
last
Harris.
of the quarter. So, I mean, Phoenix has been playing pretty well on the defensive end.
They count that as a block.
Try to bottle this up and get some stops.
Looks like they did.
Coming down traffic baseline. It'll stay here. 8 seconds to work with in the Fever. Natasha Mack for the Phoenix Mercury, Caitlin Clark for the Indiana Fever, both out with injuries.
And this is Nate Tibbetts' best defensive lineup, in my opinion, right now, the 5 he has in. So you can see what the emphasis is here. He's trying to make everything tough and challenging.
Tigers trying to fight around that screen. Not once but twice. Here's Harris. Wow, over a long counter, too. That's a tough shot. Ty Harris again getting the starting line by Stephanie White here tonight. Her pace, her experience, capability of making shots like that. Gives her the nod. Mitchell with another takeaway. And the Fever challenging Mitchell. Foul call on the Mitchell shot, and the foul on the tip won't count. Now Forster making the call on the baseline.
Let's see. Had one overturned in the first half where Mitchell got a lot of ball, remember, on that challenge. It's a little bit murkier on this one for me because there is a little bit of body contact. And Phoenix has been challenging.
Yeah, Phoenix coaches. It would be Thomas's fourth personal. We'll take a couple looks as the officials do the same.
I don't know, it looked like she hit ball there. They're both pushing and shoving arm to arm there.
What's your name?
I'm just looking at that left arm and just...
The left arm by Thomas?
Yeah, I thought the rake on the ball was clean, but I don't know if they're going to call that left arm before the rake on the ball.
The emphasis here for officials is Lukaku Sissoko Stevens is our community plan. Forsberg, our referee, down to Bonzi is our umpire. Speed driven and balance with that left arm that you were noticing by Asa Thomas today.
I don't know, what do you guys think? Was that a foul? I don't know, it kind of looked like might have been a little bit of excessive contact, but that was mostly ball by Thomas. I mean, Kelsey Mitchell's little ass can't be going up against somebody who's 6'1" or 6 foot. Pretty sure she's like 6 foot. And expecting to just jump up like that. Like, come on. I had to mute it for the music. I'm looking forward to that Dallas New York game. I want to see them play. I don't expect much out of Dallas itself, but I'd like to see what New York does with them. I still got the music going. At least at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, where Indiana plays. When this kind of crap's going on, they mock the refs with the music. I can't remember the name of the artist, but that song, "What's Going On"? Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. That song, yeah. We mock the refs when it takes them forever to come up with a decision on some stuff.
This is a big call in the game. That's right. I mean, I know sometimes people get
When you look at it
frustrated.
from that angle, it looks like she just hit ball. I mean, she came across the top of it, but it doesn't look like she hit her arm. It looked like she raked the top of the ball. Unless the foul they're looking at is when they were bumping elbows.
After video review, the Mercury's coach's challenge was successful.
No foul.
So they look at the back of their Gibson. Again, a successful challenge. It was a FIBA basketball there. Taking it out to the sideline. Mitchell back to Harris.
Harris knocks down the three to give the Fever a 1-point lead. With 3 minutes left to go in the fourth quarter.
Part of an 11 to nothing run here for the Fever after being shut out the first few minutes of this quarter.
Talk about how someone other than Mitchell Boston is going to have to make a play down the stretch, because if you're Phoenix, you're going to load toward those two players and try to make someone else beat you. And Harris just steps in very confidently, much like she started the game.
Ty Harris picked up her fifth foul.
Beyond the arc and makes probably the biggest shot of the game. So
It's a little ahead of schedule.
Well, she just picked up her fifth personal though too, so keep an eye on that. Here's Copper looking to shake off Mitchell. The two have been defending each other at times here tonight. 3 seconds to shoot. Powers competing at some from distance.
And Al Bonner decides to start making some baskets.
The first 3 of the night. Mitchell back to Harris, takes a peek inside. Boston is in good position against Thomas. Boston finds it and finishes it. We're tied at 82. So it comes Thomas to cover beautifully done. Mitchell off there. Cunningham with the rebound against Thomas.
I mean, how many times have we seen that? Not quite 8,000 times, but we've seen it a lot. And then Simpson loses it, and then Aaliyah Boston's Johnny on the spot there to be able to get it in, and then Copper. I mean, you want to talk about play after play after play here in the last couple minutes.
Check the box score. They took a rebound away from Aaliyah Boston. She has 8 rebounds now instead of 9.
And how many big threes have Bonner hit over the years? I mean, think about it. I mean, it's just deep ones, you know?
Yeah, if that's not, like, that's just typical to want to Bonner kind of play. Mitchell, elbow. Ball's loose, gets it back. Shot clock resets to 14. Mitchell penetrating, can't get it. Bonner with an important rebound.
Instead of taking 5 seconds to develop a play, Mitchell dribble, brick.
Thomas step through, over to Thomas. Too strong, way too strong. People with a chance to try to take the lead. Harris driving, gets the pass.
There we go, Harris.
Well, McCarty loses
Thomas with the take foul.
60 seconds left to play.
That is her fourth.
Harris doing a great job of being aggressive. You're seeking the paint, seeking the rim.
I point out, I said Mitchell would get 27. She's got 27 right now. She is 9 for 21 from the field.
5 assists, couple of steals, and a block.
She's got 7 assists.
Great awareness here by AT to understand that they run in the
I don't know.
bonus. They have 0 team
Almost
fouls.
enough time. She really tries.
She did the shooting motion, and that's
She
what
get
they
that double double.
They thought it was going to be 2 free throws.
Dribble, 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 dribble. Dribble, 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 dribble.
We're tied at 84. Harris surveying her options. Boston is pressing up against Thomas. Harris takes it to the other side. Mid-range. Tie! Tie! Breaks the tie! 2 big shots for Ty Harris back to back.
Ty Harris just saved the game.
She scored Indiana's last.
We haven't seen anything out of her the last like 15, 20 minutes almost. And now she comes alive here in the last 3 minutes of the game.
On the paper right here, the mid-range fall away with the score back. How good has she been late here for the season? I mean, she has taken over.
Just her 4th start of the season. Running in the place of Gabe Clark injured here tonight. Forgive, I mean, she's no stranger to big moments. Won, of course, that national title in South Carolina. Left with 7 school records on the way. But she's the big here down the stretch.
Yeah, got off to a great start in this one, and then in the 4th quarter has been fearless. And that's what you have to do. You have to be unafraid of not making plays. You have to go out there being aggressive to make plays, and that's what Ty Harris has done. We knew that there'd be a lot of attention defensively on Kelsey Mitchell in Boston, and she has stepped into that space to make plays.
Ty Harris has 15 points tonight. She is 6 of 8 from the field, 3 of 4 for 3.
Differential with 44 seconds left. So we've talked about the Indiana defense a lot. Okay, there's no better time than the present for them to be able to stop in the possession. That could lead to a win.
Parker has it. Gets some space. Blocking foul. Patty looking out of the lane. Cobb on the left.
Put the ball in the hands of your best playmaker and your best scorer. I should say your best scorer, Nick Copper. I mean, she does a great job of forcing the issue and finishing through the contact. Big time play.
Walker with another 20-point kick. She is at 6 straight for 20-point games. Kelsey Mitchell.
Fever take a timeout.
And a timeout by
Copper
the
is
Fever.
50% from the
One
line.
of their 2 timeouts left. Lots to anticipate here with 41 seconds left to play.
Ooh, it's a bit of a nail biter, ain't it? Mercury up by 1. 41.4 seconds left to go in the 4th quarter. Kalia Copper with 22 points. She is 9 of 16 from the field with 3 of 5 from 3. She missed a free throw earlier, so she's 1 of 2 with 5 rebounds and 2 assists. She also has a steal. Bonner finally putting some more points on the board. 27 minutes in, she's got 9 points. She is 4 of 8 from the field. Thomas, 32 minutes, 20 points, 9 of 16 from the field. She hasn't taken a single three-pointer tonight. But she is 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 6 rebounds and 7 assists. She's doing pretty good. Not enough time left over for that double-double, I think, though. Ayayi, 10 points, 4 of 8 from the field. Copper covered her, 22, 9 of 16. Nothing else really from the bench in the last few minutes here. So here we go. Let's get it done.
The Mitchell comes out to get it. Shot clock still in play. Beating Boston right away against Thomas. Leans in, turns the other way. Aaliyah Boston, cool, calm, and collected. And Phoenix will call its reset timeout. Able to advance the ball. Without huddling up.
Excellent job. It's just one-on-one. And Boston is almost impossible to guard one-on-one on that block, especially when she gets such good position. And does a nice job of executing, and they get the 2-for-1 there.
Parker wrapped up. Thomas found it. Makes good on it. Mercury up on a point. And Stephanie White wants to use her final full timeout.
It didn't look like Kyle had anywhere to go, and the strength to be able to find Thomas there as Boston slides over. She needs to be able to protect the rim, and Thomas with a great hand and the ability to finish. I mean, the playmaking here late, and I should really say the shot making has been terrific the last 4 minutes of this game. I mean, it's been a treat. Player after player. Now, the defense has been able to stop anybody. I like to look at the glass half full. I think it's been great offensive execution by both teams out of the timeouts in late game situations, and shot making from a number of players. I mean, Ty Harris has been featured, but Boston made that big time shot. How about the Bonner three? Cobb late scoring and assisting. There's just been some big time plays by a lot of players.
It's everything that you want competitive basketball to be. Nothing back and forth. It's just the fourth quarter alone. 7 lead changes.
So both teams are in the bonus right now. And with 25 seconds to go, 1 point separating them, there's going to be a whole bunch of fouling happening. And there's going to be a whole bunch of free throws being shot. We've got 25 seconds. And I bet Fever go to the line once and Phoenix go to the line twice.
Or you go with Mitchell, who's regularly been scoring and been terrific as well, but I would anticipate it's one of those two players. It's not that hard to figure out.
Just about a second differential game and shot clock. Mitchell has it. Going the corner defended. With the Fever trailing by 1. It's Mitchell's opportunity. Mitchell driving on. Finish. Kelsey Mitchell clutch. Gives the Fever the lead.
This is going to be the longest 10 seconds of the year.
They set the cross screen to try to get Boston early and then just go with the high pick and let Kelsey Mitchell have space to do work. Sometimes the simplest thing is the best thing for your team in late game situations.
That gives Mitchell 29 points now.
And Kelsey Mitchell going left. I mean, it's one of the harder things to guard in this league. And again, I mean, how great is it? I mean, boom, boom, boom. It almost feels like whoever has the ball last.
Boston with 21 and 9, just shy of a double-double.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the shot clock is not in play.
There's still 10 seconds to go, though, so she could get it. She could get it.
Full timeouts left here for the Fever and for Phoenix. The Fever still have their reset timeout left. And the Mercury put their loss in that huddle when you draw up.
I mean, I think you're drawing up something to come. That's what I would do. I think it's tough. It's tough for me to go anywhere else than her. So we'll see.
And Cal Copper lining up at the top of your
Remember, both teams are in the bonus.
Boston has Alyssa Thomas right there as well. McConnell taking it out. It's in Thomas's hands. Refuses the swing, spins, fires. Marquez Bacco with the rebound. He got a whistle. And we're headed back the other way. His body's flying. A loose ball foul on Phoenix against Copper.
The push is what I think they're calling.
Copper coming in the middle of the screen as Cunningham goes down. And Cunningham is free throws. 2 for 2 on the night for Cunningham.
All right, Fever go to the line once. There's 4 seconds left to go.
No 14 minutes left for either one of these teams. Phoenix has got to go. 3-point arch. See if the Fever fall. It's in Copper's hand. She takes the peek. Copper for the tie. Not there.
Wow, what a game. What a finish. Holy cow.
Win the series. 2 games to 1.
The Fever survive.
Kelsey Mitchell with
92-89. Kelsey Mitchell with 29 points. Aaliyah Boston 21, Tyasha Harris 15, Lexi Hall 10. Sophie Cunningham managed to actually eke out 9 points tonight. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Raven Johnson picked up another 6. Finishing out for Phoenix. For the Mercury, Luana Bonner 9 points. Alyssa Thomas 22, Ayayi 10, Copper 22. Suarez with 10, Whitcomb with 2, and Makani with 14.
But it's their second win on this 4-game road trip. And Morgan Reagan with one of the stars who's on the stretch, Ty Harris.
Ty, you stepped up big tonight, some clutch shots there at the end. What were you feeling in those moments?
Just staying ready whenever.
All right, now remember, hit that like button, smash that like button, show a little love and support for the channel, and as always, thank y'all so much for joining us tonight. Be sure to subscribe. Until next time, y'all, take care. We'll see you on the next one.
I mean, I think our offense drives off our defense, so when we locked in on that game, we did good looks on offense.
And then the three-point shooting was on another level, obviously, Aaliyah Boston with those threes. What were you guys feeling from beyond the arc?
Man, he's a special kid. Just show confidence. We shoot those shots in practice, and then if they go in.
Guys, look, no one scored more fourth-quarter points than Ty Harris. She had 9 points in the fourth quarter, 15 for the game, 1 off of her season high, and a big hug from Aaliyah Boston to end this one, 92-89 is your final. For Karen Lawson, Morgan Reagan, the rest of our crew, Bettina Shaw, our producer, Jeff Butler, our director, and the rest of our great Prime crew, I'm Lisa Byington saying goodnight. You've been watching the WNBA on Prime. Coming up next is WNBA Nightcap presented by Ford in the studio. Swing Patch.